Yes, indeed. Well, welcome to In the Paint Media Group, the YouTube channel. Here we go. Thanks for tuning in, people. How are you guys doing tonight? My name is Rodney Jones. I'm your host slash moderator, and joining me is a man that created the show, Mr. Mark A. Cunningham. And we're also joined by our luminaries, Mr. Chandler, formerly of Rochester, and coming live from NC, North Carolina, Mr. Dominic. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm good, guys.
Hey Dominic, what are you, a ghost now, man? All I see is some glowing eyes. What the hell's going on there, man?
I'm inside, man.
Oh my god,
What do
this
they
is
call
horrible.
it? Ambiance.
He's got a little ambiance going on. Okay,
No,
excuse me.
You know who he is now? Remember that movie, the Omega Man from the 70s?
Oh, God. I wish I had more lights to turn on, but we keep the light kind of, what they call that, soft?
Oh my god,
Yeah, it's pretty soft.
that's hilarious. That's
soft. What you trying to woo us? You got wine and stuff?
Oh boy,
I don't drink.
Here he goes, folks. Here he goes, starting this nonsense. You know. Well,
hey,
listen.
Like I said earlier, all I want is a kiss.
Oh, would you stop that, please? Knock it off. Really? I get creeped out when you say stuff like that. It's not cool, bro. It's not cool. Don't do that. Okay, moving on. We're gonna get into sports. We're not gonna talk about this kissing thing with four guys on a fucking line. Doesn't make any damn sense.
I'm doing my Joe Namath impersonation.
No. It's too late to explain it. It's too late. It's gone. It's done. Okay, forget about it. Let's get into the first thing on the docket tonight. That being the lane of boxing. My man Terrence Crawford, destroying Kell Brook in the fourth round TKO. I did see this fight. I gotta tell you, my initial thoughts. Kell Brook was a problem in the very early going. I saw your face. You obviously don't agree with that statement, but that's okay. You'll get your chance to retort when I'm done. Now, I thought that Kell Brook gave him a little bit, not a major one, but a little bit of the issues in which it took Crawford time. And he's a notorious slow starter anyway. Am I boring you? Really? Holy fuck. What the fuck was that? Jesus Christ. Not even fucking 2 minutes in and these motherfuckers yawning. Are you serious, bro? Really? You couldn't turn off your camera feature on that shit for that? Seriously, dude?
Kell Brook.
Jesus. Hold on for a second. Let me add my man in here for a second. What's up, brother Jay?
What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yo, yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you, brother. Yo, dude, you just missed it with this cornball yawning
what
in the middle of my analysis on this fight.
Who?
Your boy. The cornball.
This guy right here?
Yeah, the one doing it right now. I'd have slapped those glasses off your head, you silly bastard.
In the wrong day.
So anyway, I'm just saying that he was yawning because he said, "Oh, Kell Brook is boring." Well, he gave him a little bit of a trouble the first round and a half, 2 rounds max, and then Crawford obviously solved that riddle and hit him with and it was a short right. That's what I didn't really think the punch was effective like that, but that goes to show how much punching power that Terrence Crawford had. I was seriously shocked by that because I was like, yo, he barely tapped him. But down he went. He got the loose, the legs went wobbly. Then he tried to continue on, and Crawford can finish. He's like one of the best finishers.
Of course.
Once he gets you to that point, So it was over at that point, man. I was just shocked at the right hand because it was such a short one, but I guess it was stacked with so much power. It had him loopy, So that's just my initial thoughts. You guys can have at it all you want.
Hey, me and you spoke, before the fight. We were texting, talking on the phone. You said what round?
I said I don't see it going more than 7. No more than 7 rounds.
And I know our friend on Twitter. He was like, he's got punching power, Kell Brook. I'm like, Kell Brook should retire.
5 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
I'm about to say 5 years ago. Maybe.
And it's not disparaging towards Kell Brook because I like Kell Brook as a boxer, but he should retire. No. He should retire. I mean, he's had 2 two blown out eye sockets. He's taken a couple of losses.
Right.
He's a shade over 30. And
Okay.
Terrence Crawford is that guy. And like you said, that short right was beautiful. It didn't look like, but he has power, and Terrence Crawford is the better boxer. One of the pound per pound champs, if not the pound per pound guy in boxing. And he just needs to leave ESPN and the Sith Lord.
Calling the Sith Lord.
The Sith Lord.
Yeah, well, that's what the guy is. Bob Aaron, aka Sith Lord.
He needs to retire himself. Yeah. He looked like he wasn't going to make it.
Right, exactly.
That undercard.
Yeah, can't even make it during the walk and whatnot.
Back and forth, holding his pants up. He's awesome.
Well, he's right there with Harvey Weinstein with the walker.
Yeah.
Oh God. Why I bring that guy up?
He's
Sorry.
probably doing some shit too.
You never know. You never know. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Jay, did you get any of you other guys happen to catch this fight or have any thoughts on it? Okay, good.
Absolutely. I thought Kell Brook was washed before.
Right.
I thought he was taking a chance going against my man, but even though everybody was like hyping him up, like, oh man, look how good he looks, and da-da-da.
Right.
That's not gonna work. But I don't understand how he didn't see that coming. He said he didn't see that punch. It was right in front of his face.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like this. He was like, here you go.
Yeah, that's where it landed.
But for that to do so much damage, and another thing is like, but he had his orbital bone fused, right?
Both eyes. So he had both eye sockets busted.
So wouldn't you want to fight like? Wouldn't you want to fight like this?
Right.
Like, I don't want you to touch my orbital.
No, absolutely not, brother.
Like this. You got caught with that shit. Like, where did that come from?
Exactly. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous, man.
But I want to talk. But real quick, I want to talk about the fight before that, though.
I missed that.
I missed it.
I heard about that. I missed it, man.
Oh, all right. I'm done.
I heard that. You said I'm done.
Yo, you got to see that, man. You got
okay.
Because everybody.
I did hear that he got robbed. I heard the guy got robbed.
I watched that first round about 10 times.
Really?
And I've yet to see an inadvertent headbutt on that side. Maybe on the other side, but
okay.
My man's trying to send me all these videos and pictures and everything. He's like, I'm telling you, man. I'm like, nah, I said, watch the first round again and count how many times he gets caught in his right eye. He was getting caught the whole time, like boom.
Right.
But what I think happened was he hit him with a jab or a straight. I think it may have been a jab, and he turned it right, and the thumb caught his eye.
Oh, okay.
So it caused a little swelling.
Yeah.
Right. After that, he was hitting him like 15 times in that eye. So what happens after that, right? Once you aggravate something, if you keep aggravating it,
that's it.
It's going to swell up.
Exactly.
And that's really what happened. But
okay. And
I knew they weren't going to overturn it because they didn't want to look stupid.
Well, yeah, of course, because of that. You know what I'm saying? So
I heard like 25 minutes.
How long?
Like 25 minutes.
Jesus. It's ridiculous.
Almost a half hour just to keep looking at the same thing, and then after being like, nope, no contest. And I think they robbed that brother.
They did rob the kid. They robbed him. There's no. I heard.
Since June.
You know,
he's been here since June. He still hasn't gone back home.
Wow, damn.
Because he wanted to get that belt back.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
But
you know what I mean?
So if you didn't see it though, but take a chance.
I'll take a look at it. I'll probably take a look at it tomorrow when I get a chance.
You only got to see one round, so.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like I'm being, oh boy, like I do my man yawning and shit. You know, so let me go back to Bud for a quick minute, guys, if you don't mind. Okay. What's next for this dude? Now, supposedly he has 2 more fights under contract with Arab and Top Rank, and then he can beat.
That's what he's saying. I think he should leave now. Just break that shit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean 2 fights. I mean, what the hell? You know?
him and Shakir Stevenson should leave.
Oh yes, I like that kid. I like that kid.
Yo, he is something. Man.
He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
He's dangerous.
Exactly.
But who's he fighting?
Mm-hmm. And he's fighting.
Well, you know what?
Next month.
Yeah, and the weight class he's in, he should get some good fights soon.
He should.
He's at one.
He just came up, I think.
Was he at 135? 130?
I think he just came up. Yeah, I think he was at 130 before. Now.
That division is a nice. That division is a nice division.
For sure.
130, 135. But
But he should be with Heyman.
Right.
Yeah.
Bud should
Bud
go
be with Heyman too.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody wants to see Crawford fight Errol Spence. Let's do it. Let's do it before Errol Spence gets in another car.
But it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Too many warring factions, red tape, that type of nonsense, yada yada yada.
It's gotta happen.
I'm with you. I'm with all you guys. It's gotta happen, but it should happen. But the thing is, will it happen? You know, are we gonna see a repeat of the whole Mayweather Pacquiao thing where it took years and years?
Oh yeah, I don't want to see that. No,
see, that's my main concern. That's my main concern when it comes to that.
Right. And
you know what I'm saying?
And I think I don't know why. See, Bob Arum is a real Sith Lord because he wants him. he wants Manny Pacquiao to fight Crawford, and we know. I don't think Manny should not take that fight because
Manny shouldn't fight at all anymore. He should just stay in politics and just stay in Philippines, man.
Manny Pacquiao.
I don't want to see Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, listen.
I don't.
Listen. Not for nothing.
Done.
I respect him. Yeah, respect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, stay away from this fight, Manny. Stay away. You know, it's gonna be like
how much more money do you need?
Exactly. All this is gonna do is be like it's gonna be reminiscent of Ivan Drago against Apollo Creed. And you see how that wound up. Apollo bit the dust forever. It was over.
Throw the towel.
That's it. Put a towel on him. That's it. You know, wrap his ass up, throw him in a hearse. We don't want to see that, Manny. It was almost that time with that Marquez shit.
Right.
Okay. I was like, holy crap, he's not getting up. You don't want to. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Come on. You know,
he doesn't need to fight anymore. Come on, Manny. I love you.
I mean,
he was a great fighter.
Right.
Still a great fighter, but just give it up now, man. Just let it go. He's 40 years old.
40 something.
41.
Jesus.
My age and shit fighting.
Right. Jeff Horn made you look bad, and then you fought. You know, you fought one time, Thurman.
Right.
And that just goes to show how bad Thurman is. Though.
Right.
Yeah.
And you fought Adrian Broner.
Yes. There you go.
And AB, yeah. And AB is like, where is he at?
About bail. He's about bail right now.
Exactly. Right now, he's about to grab his ankles real quick.
With his pink sneakers.
That's why he's grabbing his ankles.
He's washing Bubba's drawers right now.
Oh,
I'm just saying. Yo, let me get out of here and let's go into the next lane of baseball, Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
History was made, and I'm happy. I'm very happy to hear this. Yeah, Kim. I think her name is Ning. I think that's how to pronounce it, or Ng.
I think it's just G.
Ng.
Ang.
Okay. What is it?
Ang.
Okay. Ang. Thank you, Mr. Chandler, for helping me out, and the guys as well.
Oh, Chandler's on there. What's up, Big Chan?
What's up, man?
You know, so Kim Ng has been hired as the very first general manager of not just a Major League Baseball team, but in all sports, all four professional sports. She is the first female general manager. Congrats. You understand? And this is not any type of fluff hired, guys. She has vast experience on championship teams. You understand what she served on. So I personally think I got to commend, first of all, the Marlins for making that move. I definitely have to commend her because she deserves it, obviously. At least I think so. And it strikes a blow for women in sports. You understand? Why can't we have a top executive running a professional sports franchise. Why not? It's 2020. You know, it's been long overdue. So I just want to send out my congrats to her. I think she knows what she's doing. She's got plenty of experience, and you know, hopefully they give her resources, what limited they may have, but I hope they give her resources to prove her worth. You know,
right. Oh, she's been working in Major League Baseball for 30 years. She started as an intern. She worked for Chicago White Sox. She was assistant GM with the New York Yankees. So you know, she knows Derek Jeter. So obviously, she worked with some other organizations, and she's done the work.
Los Angeles, the Dodgers, exactly.
Right, and it took 30 years. So good move, and I wish, like you said, I wish her luck. Give her the resources to succeed, and she probably will succeed. I mean, she also has been in contention for GM jobs. They just passed her over. So,
yeah, I hear you, man. Exactly. You know, anybody else?
Yeah. Listen, it's long overdue, like you said. That's who actually, honestly, that's who I wanted as GM of the Yankees, and that goes back to Gene Michael and Bob Watson were the ones who gave her a start with the Yankees. I mean, you know, see, she should have had a job. She should have had a job before Brian Cashman, to be quite honest with you. I don't give a damn what nobody say. She should have had a job before him.
Right.
So it's about time. She's earned it. Her, Gene Afterman, there's been quite a few women in front offices that haven't gotten opportunities. So it's good that she got it. I'd rather she got it with a team willing to spend more money. But I think she's going to do a very good job down there. And if you look at what they have in their farm system, what they have on the come, they have a lot of good young players. If they just spend a little bit of money, that team can be good for a long time. Indeed.
Well said, brother. Mr. Don, well, I know you can't be silent on this one. There's no way you can be silent.
Me and Mark talked about it briefly last night.
Okay.
I'm for it. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want it to be we're the first. You know, I understand she's been a GM, you know, an assistant, but I just, and please don't take this the wrong way. But again, there's 30 teams in the league. There's 30 assistant general managers. So if you want to be the first, that's great. Don't get me wrong. Again, we had this conversation about Becky Hammond too. Remember when Duncan filled in as the assistant, went to the head coach for that one job. Everybody was up in arms with Becky Hammond. You know, I'm happy. But again, Chandler held what I said last night. Unfortunately, she's going to a team where they're pretty strapped for dollars.
Right.
So how much, you know, flexibility will she have? And we'll see. I mean, it's a good move, you know, especially for baseball because they are, you know, 2 steps behind society when it comes to a lot of things. So maybe it'll spice up the Marlins if given the opportunity. Because we know they don't spend money, guys. So how long will she be there before you know we do the wheels on the bus go round and round? But I hope she succeeds. I do.
Right. Okay.
Hey, they're better. Major League Baseball is doing better than the NFL.
I was thinking the same thing.
Wow. Yeah. That's a fact right there. I ain't gonna lie. That's a fact, man. So
that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, you already know. You already know the deal.
Well, hey, the NFL is making steps. I heard the Monday Night Football officiating crew will be all black.
Wow. Okay. Yay.
I can honestly say I haven't watched the NFL game this year at all.
Okay.
Props. Good for you, brother. Props.
I'm on a different.
So
I'm like, all right.
So they can have more black men to yell at, right?
Yeah.
No, it's more black men in the service department. It's black men in the service department. They're servicing.
It's service.
They're working for. You know what I mean? Like
that's
think about
true.
That.
This is true. I'm not gonna deny it. This is true.
Technology. You know what I'm saying?
Illuminati.
You guys are hilarious, bro. I tell you. So wait a minute. So another baseball news. Here we go. New York Mets starting pitcher Marcus Stroman accepting the qualifying offer from the Mets of $18.9 million.
Ooh.
Now, I heard a woof from somebody. Like they didn't like that one. I gotta tell you, that's Dominic right there. I can see it. Yeah. Now I don't know if you have an issue down with it, but I honestly don't. I think
no, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. I was like, it's fine if you do. But honestly, what I think this move is a good thing, because to me, with the change in ownership with Steve Cohen, this tells me that guys are buying this notion, this philosophy of this guy wanting to actually win a championship, because he actually put a huge bullseye on his back by saying, I want to have a championship 3 to 5 years, and what he was saying, that I'm not just here to have the same nonsense that's been going on with the Wilpons for decades. You understand? This is a new dawn. It's a new era. And I like the fact that this guy agreed to that qualifying offer because he wants to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So I like this move, to tell you honestly. Good for Marcus, and good for the Mets, because you got a good arm, a capable number 3 starter. You understand? This is good.
He was ready to leave if the Wilpons was still there. He was going to bounce.
He was going to bounce. There you go.
He was going to bounce.
It's a huge thing.
I'm glad he's back, because I like Marcus Stroman as a player, and he's a good citizen. He's good for New York. He works in the community, and like you said, he's still got a live arm. He's a bulldog on the mound. He's going to give you 150%, and he eats a lot of innings, which is why I like him. And if the Mets hit, because historically certain pitches they don't hit for, like DeGrom. And some of the other pitches they don't hit for, and their record is usually so, or they have a lot of no decisions. But Marcus Stroman is that guy, and like you said, are possibly good second pitcher or third in your rotation. But he can pitch, and he's a New Yorker, so he's tough, and let's get it.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good move. I mean, he's a solid 3. If you're looking for him to be a top of your rotation guy, like a 1 or 2, then you're going to be disappointed. If you accept Stroman for what he is, which is a solid 3, a guy who's going to pitch, he's going to give you 200 innings. His record ain't going to be the greatest, but he's going to keep you in games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is really all you want. And if you build your bullpen, you need guys like Stroman, because we could talk all we want about, he ain't this, he ain't that. The Yankees would have killed for a guy like Marcus Stroman after Garrett Cole. Okay, they would have killed for that. All right,
that's right.
Just actually keep you in the game, and give you some innings. So if they're really going to go after Trevor Bauer or Charlie Morton, now you run out of rotation of DeGrom, Syndergaard, Stroman, Bauer, and the Charlie Morton. That's not a bad 5. Okay.
No, it's not.
And then you throw the kid David Peterson in there for some spot starts. That's not a bad 6-man rotation.
It's not a bad one at all, Chandler. It really is.
And why do we keep skipping over Max? You nailed it, R.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it, R, when you said a 2, a 3.
Yeah.
18.9 for a 2-3 starter. He hit pay dirt. Where was he going to get $18-19 million to be somebody's 3-4 starter? And I can't backtrack on this guy, because I always thought the Yankees should have tried to get him. He's a good arm. But again,
he is a good arm.
You're a 3, maybe a 4 on the Mets rotation. You hit pay dirt. Whether it's for a year, see what he could do from here. Let's see how motivated he is to really stay with the Mets when that 18.9 goes down to 14, 15. But he hit pay dirt, guys. I don't know many 3-4 starters that are making $19 million a year. I'm just being honest. I'd love to have him on the Yankees for that money, without a doubt. Because he'd be a damn good 2-3 starter on the Yankees.
You better know it.
And that's a bargain. That's a bargain price for the Yankees. For the Mets, it's a little, because they have so many pitchers. So they're investing a lot of money in, again, a 3-4 starter. And we always tend to skip over Mats. I mean, I don't know why, but he's another one, a live, young arm. The Mets could throw 5-6 starters at you. It's their hit, and that's very suspect.
And the defense.
Yeah. Well, they have no stability outside of pitching. Let's just be honest. We're not bashing the Mets. It's just, there's stability around the horn, other than what, maybe first base. They just keep doing that, rotating players. And, I hear this kid, Dominic Smith, is motivated. He's ready to go now. And let's hope he gets his shot that Chandler has been talking about for about 2 years, maybe.
Well, what do you do with a guy like that? I mean, they've been playing him in the outfield and whatnot, right? I mean, he's supposed to be playing first, but you got Peter Alonso there. You know what? Okay, go ahead, Chandler.
You with Smith, you have to keep him because we saw when he's in shape and getting some actual sleep. Because, and again, this goes back to the Will Ponds. They brought him up; he was out of shape. Nobody knew he had sleep apnea, so he walked around like a zombie, 30 pounds overweight, and nobody knew. So now you have an owner who's going to spend money, build up everything.
Exactly.
This kid, this year, he came in shape. He was getting some sleep. We saw him hit. He actually hit better than Alonso. Now, the league caught up to Alonso. Can Alonso adjust? If Alonso can't adjust, you have Dom Smith. If Alonso can adjust, Dom Smith is now athletic enough because he's lost the weight and he's in shape where he is a serviceable left fielder. Okay. And he is a bat off your bench in the National League where you need to pitch it. You want to get him in there, get some tough righties. You want to give Alonso a break. You can have a really good platoon with those two at first base. And I mean, that's maybe 70, 80 home runs between the two of them because Alonso's going to hit 40 somewhere in that neighborhood. You give Dom Smith enough at bats, he's going to hit you 20 to 25, maybe 30. That's 70 home runs from your first baseman. I don't know no team that's going to quibble with that. Okay. And they both they both are good defensively at first base. Dom Smith is good enough in the outfield.
Right.
So you have two kind of cornerstone pieces if you can get the rest of everything else together. Conforto's good enough to keep. Nimmo, if you put him in the right spot, is good enough to keep. You got McNeil, who's good enough to keep. So if you look at it, if they just fill in properly, this team should be at the minimum the number one wild card next year, at a minimum.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
They need to get a real center fielder.
Yeah.
We're about to be joined by the late coming Mr. Bishop. How you doing there, Bishop?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What's going on, bro? What's going on, man?
You know what? Ain't nothing. Yeah, Dom, you the only one that like on here, Dom. Just wanna let you know.
Yeah, because he doesn't like us. But yet, here we are giving him a platform to speak. You know what I'm saying? When normally I could just cut your mic immediately, but that's okay. But you don't like us.
And I can boot you.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, no, don't do that.
No, we're not going
to. That's my brother.
We're gonna be fair. We're gonna be fair. You understand? Welcome to the show, sir.
I embrace him with open arms.
I'm sensible. Kindred spirit.
Oh my God, hilarious! Let me move on. We're gonna go across town as far as the Major League Baseball. Go to the New York Yankees. I think we discussed this briefly before. I'm not too sure. This looks very familiar about DJ LeMahieu rejecting that 18.9 qualifying offer from the Yankees. I do believe we talked about this before, but I'm going to just say it again. This is why, and Chandler's going to agree with me, this is why I don't trust Hal Steinbrenner or Brian Cashman at this point. I'm sorry. You guys might not agree with me, Yankee fans, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. You know, make this guy let him get paid. Stop dilly-dallying around with this guy before he bounces. Everybody's like, no, he's going to resign. Can we say that with 100% certainty?
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
Can we? I dare anybody to say it's 100% that he's going to resign.
Give him 4 years, 20-something million.
I can
You got
guarantee
it.
he'll be in New York. I don't know if he'll be with the Yankees though.
Right.
I'll take him on the Mets.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. But
I just believe the qualifying offer was just to get some feelers. I don't believe the Yankees are going to dilly-dally if, let's say, the Angels offer them 19.5, 20 million. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Yankees are going to do that. I think they're putting out their feelers. And you know what? In some ways, it helps LeMahieu too. Let's see what his value is somewhere else. It's not saying he's going to sign. We've seen this before. No, we've seen this before. I mean, it kind of backfired on the Yankees because Cano wanted more years. But you let a player put his feelers out there, guys. I mean, sooner or later, we're going to talk about the NBA, and nobody has mastered it more than the NBA. So,
but wait a minute.
You give him a shot to get his little feelers. If you think the Yankees are going to nickel and dime, and if somebody offers him $20 million, the Yankees ain't going to offer him 21.
Well,
I doubt it very strongly.
I hate to bring this up, but they nickel and dimed when it came to Dallas Keuchel. When they needed a arm, did they not? They nickel and dimed.
Yeah, but I'll go back to that because he sort of nickel and dimed himself too. Let's keep it real. He wanted to sit. He wanted to sit. And where did he end up? Have you heard of Dallas Keuchel since me and you spoke about him 2 years ago?
Yes,
not really. Be honest.
Yes, with Atlanta.
Yeah, tonight.
Yeah, but
tonight.
He nickeled and dimed his way to almost missing a half a season. I mean, really? I mean, there comes a time, guys, where you got to say, and I'm not saying this with LeMahieu, but there's some guys you got to say, come on, what do you want? A private jet? You want your whole family sitting, behind the dugout. I mean, Keuchel talked his way out of contracts, fellas. Let's be real.
Listen, when it comes to LeMahieu,
who'd you say that? Who'd you say did that?
Keuchel.
Dallas Keuchel.
The pitcher R brought up.
Yeah, that's Keuchel. Now, let me get back to LeMahieu for a second. Yo, dude, we're talking about a guy that's a proven hitter.
Yes.
There's no question about it. They should have, there's the saying, either shit or get off the pot. The New York Yankees should have handled this already, even before the qualifying offer. Bottom line, you can't tell me no different. This is a guy that was a legit candidate for MVP. You understand this past season? You understand? And you mean to tell me you're going to let this guy go? No. Sign the freaking guy and call it a day. You're the New York Yankees. Don't tell me you're hurting for money, because that's a freaking lie. Right. You understand? We're talking about a number one ranking organization where their value. You understand? So don't tell me it's a money issue, because that's bullshit. They have money. They should have just locked this guy up immediately, way before this point. I'm just saying.
Right, and he plugged so many holes for them. Second base, first base, third base.
That too. Come on. Yeah. Man, I don't know, man. I just don't trust that Hal guy, and I'm starting to not even trust Brian Cashman. I'm seeing some things that's not making me comfortable as a Yankee fan, So, and I have to bring it up.
I'm tired of hearing all these people talking about, well, the Yankees, in order for them to be able to sign LeMahieu, they got to shed some. I'm sorry, you got to shed some salary. You got to shed some. I'm sorry, what? First of all, DJ LeMahieu is going to get at least $23 million. That's the minimum he's going to get. That's the minimum. Okay. Right. The Yankees gave Aaron Hicks, who is always hurt. They gave him an extension when they didn't have to. Aaron Hicks, who's always hurt. Mm-hmm. Okay. Aaron Hicks misses just as many games as Aaron Judge. Okay. They gave him money, but they let DJ LeMahieu get the free agency. Tell me how that makes sense. But don't stop telling me about Luke Voigt. I don't give a damn about Luke Voigt. Okay, over there, we got to keep Luke Voigt. You got to keep Luke Voigt But you're going to let DJ LeMahieu get the free agency. Someone's going to offer him more money than you. And then you're going to let him go and say, well, it was a little too rich for our blood. Too rich for the New York Yankees blood. A team who's rivaled in value only by the Dallas Cowboys and notoriety and jersey sales and merchandising sales and everything else. Okay? Listen, Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner have turned this team into exactly what they want. They are running this like they damn counting pennies, like they gotta, you know what I'm saying, go take the penny jar to the bank because they hurting for money. Get the hell out of here, man.
That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thought. Exactly. You know?
He ain't walking. He ain't walking.
All right. I'm glad you got
he'll be a Yankee.
You 100% sure about that?
Nothing's 100% sure. I seen my brother-in-law sent the comment. He's a big Yankee fan.
Okay,
himself,
I saw the comment. I don't know where it went. I wanted to actually read it. Was that my man doing his?
Yeah, me too. I don't know if Mark got rid of it so fast.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, but he's a big Yankee fan.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know,
he won't go nowhere, guys.
Oh my God,
he'll be a Yankee.
My man Max, like I said, you want to make 100% sure on that?
Like I said, nothing's 100%, but I would say I would go this far. I would say 95%. 95% is a Yankee next year.
Okay, so there's a 5% chance out of that 100%.
I'll put it this way, R. If he's not a Yankee, I'll never any team before.
Okay.
Really.
All right.
I would never give up. But if he don't come back, that may start enlightening me what you guys are always talking about. Are they serious about with it? He's the best hitter they've had since who? I can't even, I'm talking pure hitter.
Right.
I can't remember a pure hitter like that the Yankees have had in years. To be honest, and I'm a Yankee fan. Yeah, okay. Yeah. In Scranton, Wilkes-Barre.
Right.
No.
It's all good. It's all good.
Talking pure hitter.
Right.
No.
Right. There's no question about that.
That's a subject for another day. I think he got one foot on the banana peel and the other one out the door.
I hear you. You already know who else I think should go, but there's another one that should go, but I'm gonna leave that alone right now. A lot of people got at me for that one, but that's okay. That's what I do.
Yeah, I know where you're going. We had that conversation.
Like I said, that's what I do.
They might start throwing rocks at the camera instead of
exactly. I'm trying to tell you, they might try to look out for me out here in Yonkers and beat me up or whatever. You know, like what? You suggested what? Oh my God, that's sacrilegious. Oh my God, the world's gonna. Okay, gotcha.
It's coming, though. It's coming.
It is. Wait, hold on for a second.
That it will be made.
Hold on for a second, Mac. What are you doing? You got the screen going in and out. What are you messing around here? What's happening? What's happening? Playing around right now?
Jeffrey Toobin or Mac? Is that Jeffrey Toobin or Mac?
Leave Mac alone.
What the hell are you doing, dude? You know what I'm saying? All right, listen. Let me go into the lane of the NFL for a little bit. That was great, though, guys. You know, got a lot going on in Week 10, man. The New York Giants. Ooh, 2 wins. Okay, in a row. Daniel Jones, 2 games without turning the ball over. I couldn't believe it. I asked on Facebook. I was like, I wasn't looking at the game. I was watching, looking at my notifications on Bleacher Report, scores. And I was like, hey, did Daniel Jones actually turn the ball over yet? So people thought I was joking. I was dead ass serious. I didn't know. 2 games without a turnover. Good for him. And also the Giants are in contention. They're in contention for the NFC East division title. Okay.
Everybody in that division.
Doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter.
We're in contention.
Exactly. I'm like, what the hell is this crap, dude? Yo, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. And Chandler, you had said something. I think you ought to put it out there right now. What does this do?
Joe Judge has just gotten Dave Gettleman an extension because the Giants are probably going to win the NFC East with 5 games. by winning 5 games.
Yep.
All right, because that's how bad
Lord.
the NFC East is.
Lord.
But if they win the NFC East, how can you justify firing Gettleman? Now, I want Gettleman to lose his job. Let me be very clear. I can't stand Dave Gettleman. I want him to lose his job. But if you are Giants ownership and he brought this coach in, and this coach is winning with this team, which is honestly a very flawed team, right? It's a flawed team. But we've been saying this from day one, especially people who follow the Jets. Their team plays hard every single play. They're fundamentally sound, and they are in every game. How do you then fire the general manager that brought this coach in?
Yep. You can't.
Right.
You can't.
But they've been beating bad teams, so.
Well, it ain't bad that they played. It ain't like they're playing, the daggone Seattle Seahawks or the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
Really? And I go back to, guys, that fake field goal that they had the turnover on, they're at 4 wins. I think 6 is the magic number. But they'd have 4 wins other than that turnover on that fake field goal. Ain't that something?
Well, they had a couple of mistakes during that game besides the fake field goal. But yeah, they play hard. Leonard Williams got 5 sacks. He had none when he was on the Jets.
All right. He's happy to escape that culture.
Like Chandler said, they do play hard. Gettleman may survive.
Yes,
there's no may. He's gonna survive.
Yeah, he will. They're gonna make the playoff.
Yeah, that's gonna be the nightmare for every New York Giants fan. You understand? Because everybody was calling for it. Well, I shouldn't say everybody, because it's a lie. A lot of people were calling for this guy's head. They was like, get this guy's head on a stick, throw that stick the fuck out of here with it. They was looking for to get rid of his ass. Bottom line, you understand? And now to go from that point to where we are now, where this guy is going to get rewarded for this shit, it's ridiculous. As Dom would say, the wheels on the bus go round and round. It applies in that case too. There you go.
And if they and imagine if they get in the playoffs and they win a playoff game.
Oh, jeez.
GM for life.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna take something from Max 611. There's gonna be a lot of cream on these monocles.
Oh, damn. 42 minutes. That's a record.
Ladies and gentlemen, the views and opinions expressed by some of the people in the pink do not reflect.
Thank you.
I'm just saying,
you, Bishop. I'm going to record that, Bishop.
Please, not a family show.
Well said.
Too many F-bombs being dropped in there. You kidding me? Ain't no damn family show. Fuck out of here.
That went out the window a long time ago.
For real. I'm just saying, there's going to be a whole bunch of bodily fluids being lost. Like, oh my God.
Oh, Lord.
Hell yeah. Let's see that shit now.
Hey, R, can we talk about the cornerback on the Giants, or former cornerback?
Yeah, go ahead. Of course. We had talked about this. Sir Chandler, Mr. Maxis Love and I, we talked about this right before the show was on. And it's funny. Me personally, I'm crazy. I think the guy's still innocent, because he wasn't charged. He's fucking innocent. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? He should be with the Giants. But go ahead.
Yo, Andre Davis, the cornerback, Andre Baker, the cornerback for the New York Giants. I think he's in his second year, or he might have been a rookie. But young player, second year. He got caught up in a dice game or cards where he lost money, and then he tried to get retribution, and he attacked the dudes supposedly, allegedly, at a cookout. Guns were brandished, and somebody got robbed. And now the guys who are against him, their lawyer was trying to extort him, saying, "Oh, we won't go to court, and we'll make it right if you pay each of us $600,000."
So,
in other words, what you're saying is all of these are just allegations. There's allegations against this young man, and
Well,
they
the
were
lawyer
able
got
to
arrested.
prove, they were able, based on allegations. Based on allegations,
got
anybody
free.
can be arrested. Anybody can
Right.
be arrested. You just have to be charged. It doesn't have to be true. But they were able to. They were able to substantiate.
Holy
They were
crap!
able to substantiate the claim that the lawyer was trying to extort him. So they were able to
Yeah, the
prove that.
opposing lawyer.
Holy
They were able
jeez!
to prove that, but it was just allegations against this young man.
Yeah.
I believe
gotta-
him.
I gotta tell you, I feel like I'm not even watching In the Paint. I feel like I'm watching fucking court TV right now. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, you have to be real careful. Words have power to them. Allegations can be hurled at anybody.
absolutely.
It's like, can you prove it in the court of law? It's allegations.
Well,
So what happened to his case though? He got arrested.
Got thrown out.
it got
Got
thrown
thrown
out.
It got thrown
I
out.
forget.
Oh, so
Jay, you might know the legal term. I saw it in the article I read. I don't remember it though.
what do you mean?
Innocent. It's called innocent.
It's called dismissed. That's,
That's close. Yeah, he's innocent. He's innocent.
Right.
I don't care.
He listen, he did something, but due to a technicality, he's going to get over.
oh, technicality. What you mean?
What
technicality? Like,
What he
So-
did
that's
wasn't a
Technicality.
technicality.
Were you there?
what do you
Nah,
mean a
it wasn't.
technicality though? That's what they said.
No.
No,
Matt.
Oh, you just making that up? He was like,
No,
due to
I'm
a
not.
technicality.
He's making it up.
if
Ladies and
the
gentlemen.
lawyer doesn't do what he did, he probably would go to jail.
Okay, so yeah, the
No,
lawyer
Because
had
that
to
would be
extort him.
that would be the civil case.
Civil.
That's a civil case because
Okay.
a person can't bring somebody to a criminal case. It's got to be the state, or the U.S.
Well, the state did.
What I'm saying, but the lawyer has nothing to do with it though. Whatever he did, the lawyer got arrested because he committed a crime.
Yeah,
Right,
the basis for the criminal case was proven to be false because
Okay.
there were
Right.
ulterior motives that the
Okay, but
attorney
here's the
had.
thing.
So the case is the fruit from the
Here's the
poisonous
thing,
tree.
Tree. Yeah.
It's fruit from the poisonous tree.
But here's the thing, Bishop. But Bishop, you're a professional football player, right? You got
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, you make it a couple of dollars. Yes,
sir.
You're a professional football player. Why the hell are you still going to backyard dice games?
Yeah, exactly. Hold on for a second. Before you
Hey, that's
answer
the thing.
that, hold on. Before you answer that, we got a celebrity. We got a celebrity on the line.
All right.
We got my man, the second coming of Malik Gilba.
No. You didn't want to put that on him. Don't put that on him.
New York undercover.
Wait a
New York
minute.
undercover.
Real.
Yes,
New York undercover.
What do you want to do?
Got my man Stroman in the morning. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, dog?
I hope I'm not the one that. I apologize if I coined that phrase for him a few months ago, but
You did, and now it's stuck.
it
So
just
was
did.
the bishop.
It's
So
stuck.
was the bishop.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
No, it was me.
now it's stuck. Anytime you come on the show, it's stuck. Just get ready for that intro.
Oh,
You already know. Okay. What's up, Brian?
He's gonna pull out his badge.
What the hell did I walk into tonight?
Hey, man. You know we get crazy on In the Paint, man. There's no
I know it.
there's no
I know
rules.
it.
It goes left and right.
And there shouldn't be any rules.
No, that's right. It's a free speech. Cursing in the whole nine. I don't give a
Free
damn.
speech, free
That's what
speech,
it is.
freestyle, and all the roots of George Carlin. That's all
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
say.
There you go. Exactly. We we say all 7 words that you shouldn't say on TV. Exactly. You understand? So that's
You know
that's
what?
it.
You just made my night with that because very few people. When I mentioned George Carlin, very
Yes.
few people remember what he was famous for.
That's classic.
Which were the 7 dirty words, which turned into a full 20 minutes when he did
Yeah.
his act at the
Exactly.
Carnegie Hall in New York.
Right. That's a classic.
He was a
And
genius.
it is a classic. It's what made him him. I played
Right.
that routine I played that routine for my wife, and we didn't stop laughing until like 2 a.m.
Exactly.
He was one of the best. One of the best.
He was.
Believing. Exactly.
Speaking of New York,
yes.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
One, will New York be big enough for Russell Westbrook?
Oh, stop. Oh, my God.
I posed the question.
Just
posed the question.
Just pose the question. Okay.
And secondly, is Brooklyn big enough for James Harden?
You know what? I like those. I like those questions. One, nobody wants to. Well, nobody wants to see Russell Westbrook here in New York with the Knicks. Stop. Even though it would be a typical Knick move.
Excuse me.
You know what? It's James Dolan. Who the fuck would be surprised if he does make that move?
This is why I said it's a Knick move. It's a Knick move. It's a Knick move.
First of all, you asked a non-Knick fan the question.
Okay. Whoa. Time out. You fall back.
Thank you, Bishop.
Both you guys fall back.
I asked that question to everybody, and I'm going to ask it again tomorrow on my show.
Who's the first one to respond? A non-Knick fan.
I used to be.
Yeah, there are three key words in that sentence. Used to be.
Yeah, but I got tired of the fuckery. I got tired of the fuckery of no championship for 40 plus years. So I had enough.
Wait. Time out. Hold the phone. This says penalty flag on the field. Enough. I think I just heard the greatest phrase ever, and I'm going to use it tomorrow when I'm at work. Tired of the fuckery.
There you go. Tired of it. 40 plus years. How long am I supposed to suffer? How forever? No.
You're already bald. You already got gray hair, and I got gray hair coming in. So,
Matt, he got tired of losing with the Knicks, so he became a Brooklyn Nets fan. That's a whole lot better.
They're a better team.
Hold on, fellas. R is historically a politician. He's a front runner, and that's what he does.
Fuck out of here.
I won't
see, and this is all my wife loves. My wife loves to blame me for stuff, but I can take the blame on this for asking 2 very good questions.
Yes, you can. Because you got a lot of people in here.
Why don't we try to answer the question? That's the thing.
Okay.
Okay. Russell Westbrook would be a good fit with the Knicks.
Oh my God!
Because you know what? I believe. Let me finish.
Let him finish. Okay.
We asked the question. Okay.
This is true.
If the Knicks brass is what I believe them to be, then they have the hindsight to think post Russell Westbrook. Getting to the Harden thing, the only way the Harden thing works is if Kyrie has to go. That's an accident waiting to happen because guess what? I asked this question on our text today. Name me a player that James Harden has made better.
Right.
I'll wait.
I'll wait. Listen, I'll echo the words of the late Auburn play-by-play man Rob Bramlett. I think I just broke my chair.
The answer to your questions real quick. First of all, name me what other point guard would fit in New York City who is about that life, who don't care, who would come in there and do what they do, regardless of who's there, and pull that team. He pulled the OKC. He pulled them to the playoffs by himself.
Right.
So I gotta think he would be able to do the same thing. He would be able to do the same thing. Might even get them to the second round. GP because you got to think with the roster that they have there. You just need somebody to motivate the athletes that you got there. That's it. Julius Randle had his best NBA season when he played with a guard. When he played with a legitimate point guard, he had his best NBA season. Jrue Holiday. He had one of his best seasons.
Okay.
This is how he got that contract. I don't think, and this is somebody that they would respect. This is somebody that everybody in that locker room would respect.
Then why couldn't they pull it together in Oklahoma City? If Russell Westbrook is someone they would respect, then I have a follow-up question. It goes like this. Why couldn't they pull it together in Oklahoma City after 2012? I put the caveat in there after 2012.
Well, who?
I'm not saying I'm not saying go ahead. I'm sorry.
You got the Western Conference who changed the whole dynamic of the Western Conference changed. So it's like either you were at this echelon in the top notch or you're not making it. Like the Western Conference is tough. So it's like, yes, he averaged a triple-double. He was one of the few players that averaged triple-doubles in 2 seasons. It's like, that's not an easy thing to do on a team that he was playing with.
This is true.
So it's like,
but hold up.
I'm not mistaken, Bishop.
Hold up. See, here's the problem with this Westbrook nonsense, and it's nonsense. Y'all keep talking about he might get him to the playoffs. Are we that? Okay, look, man, y'all got my head's.
I'm gonna love this response because of the questions I pose. Bring it.
Yeah,
the bottom line is, I want a perennial contender. I don't want a team that makes it as a 7th seed and gets bounced. Okay, I want a perennial contender. Russell Westbrook does not make this iteration of the Knicks with the talent that they don't damn have. The Knicks couldn't trade anybody on that team for anything more than a 2nd-round draft pick
or a bag of cookies.
Okay, but somehow Russell Westbrook is going to turn them into a playoff team. Man, miss me with that nonsense.
In the Eastern Conference,
I agree.
Hold on. I gotta respond. I gotta respond to this one. One. What Chandler's saying is your basic paradox that the Knicks have been feeding their fan. Let's not make the playoffs. Let's be a lottery team. How has that worked out for the last 5 years? One of the picks are gone, the other 4 are damn projects. So if you get a chance, Russell,
how is signing names?
Hold on.
How has signing names?
Let's get away from the name and let's get into the talent. The Knicks haven't had a talented player on that roster for years. Russell Westbrook, as Bishop said, dragged OKC to the playoffs. They had 4 less wins the year Durant left.
They had more talent than the Knicks.
No, I'm talking about the OKC. I'm talking about the OKC team that Durant left. And to get to Malik Yoba's question,
and how long?
Remember when they fell apart? Remember when they fell apart in that playoff series he's talking about? Who disappeared in that playoff series? Let me just ask y'all a question. How does it
wasn't Westbrook?
No, it was Durant. It was Durant. Exactly. But let me ask y'all a question.
They both disappeared.
Because we're all basketball.
I will limit this. More so Durant. Right. More so Durant.
He disappeared. But let me ask y'all a question since Malik Yoba's throwing out questions. We waited 54 years. Do you guys know we're all basketball folks? We waited 54 years for a player to average a triple-double. When a guy does it twice, now all of a sudden this don't mean nothing no more. We're padding stats. Okay. Really? This guy just brings energy, guys.
Tom, let me ask you a question.
It ain't about the name.
See, this is where I say this is where I peacefully bid y'all adieu because I gotta get up in the morning.
You sucker.
Because
you're just gonna drop a bomb like that and break out. What do you think this is? Some stand-up routine?
I'm the Stroman guy.
Boot him now. Boot him down.
I will see y'all next time. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
What kind of tea shit is this?
Yo, listen, I want to answer Dom's question real quick. First of all, let me just say this. You mentioned, or maybe you didn't mention, but something about he dragged OKC to the playoffs. How old was he at that time?
He did.
How was he? How old was he when he did that?
31.
27, 28.
27, 28?
Yeah.
Oh,
27, 28.
How old is he
one
now?
of those, and
how old is he now?
one of those years.
How many
hold
injuries?
on,
Hold on, Mac. How old? No, actually, he's 32. He's 32 years old. Been injured often. So this is what we're supposed to count on. So this was supposed to count on. And how many? Whoa. And how many times have we seen this repeatedly with the Knicks? Big name
all the time.
We gotta get beyond that, guys.
Oh, no. Wait. Let me finish. Big name, oft injured, seemingly on the downside. High salary, seemingly on the downside of his career because he's not a prime. He's not in his prime. No.
Okay.
It's ugly, but it's the truth. Whatever.
May I report?
I'll tell you. Let me ask.
That's real.
But listen to this, R. Who had all of those names you brought up? All of those injured, washed up. Tell me any one of them, even at his age now. First of all, he never missed a full season. All of those names I know you're hinting at. Tell me one of them had a third of the talent Westbrook had. Just a third. I don't give a damn about. See, this is the thing we got to get beyond, guys. We keep going back in the past of what the Knicks' moves were back then.
They're the ones that created the past.
But you know what? Let's talk about the present. Like I just said, 5 years, lottery picks, no playoffs, 217 win seasons, and we keep saying we're going to get better in the draft. And then I'll pose this question to you guys: who's the last team that did that and won?
Golden
Tell
State.
me that.
The last.
No, they didn't.
The last.
They
team.
lost one.
Yes,
They won one, lost one, and went and got the ring. Stop.
But they still won one. They still won one. They still won one, and they were still a perennial playoff team.
I don't care about perennial.
So may I retort? May I have a moment? May I have a moment?
The floor is yours, sir.
I would like to first address R's commentary about going and get big names that oft times hurt. Do you not realize that you guys have Kyrie Irving on your roster? Do you not realize that? How many full seasons have Kyrie played? How many games has he averaged?
We do realize that.
Season?
But we're talking about the Knicks. Do the Nets have the history? That's right. Do the Nets have the history like the Knicks? No.
No, that's why they keep. That's why they're in the shadows. That's why in the shadows they're worse. That's why they keep.
They don't have no history.
That's hate. That's hate.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
So Chandler,
can I speak, please?
Go ahead.
Oh, y'all got Dom all puffed up in his chest. He was yelling. He called me several MFs, but
oh no, I didn't.
and he turned the lights on. We got him so upset he turned the lights on.
I did that early. I did that earlier, Chandler. I thought.
Listen,
that's great.
Listen, yes, Russell Westbrook would make the Knicks a better team. He would. He would probably drag that team to the playoffs. Probably.
Yes.
But he's 32. He's overpriced. Mileage.
I'm saying.
It's just a big name and just the same.
Come on, Mac.
Over and over.
Just say I'm right. Just say I'm right.
Let me ask y'all. Let me ask you guys a question. Because y'all know I do research. How many teams paid into the luxury tax last year?
Tell us.
Yes.
Who paid the least amount of salaries? No, it wasn't Golden State.
Golden State didn't go into luxury tax last year.
Let me tell you this. This is where I'm going with this. Every team in the NBA except two paid into the luxury tax. You know who those two teams were? The Knicks and Indiana.
Right.
And you got teams like Minnesota, Phoenix, Sacramento spending more on luxury tax, and they can't get out their own way, just like the Knicks. But again, this is what I keep proposing to you guys. If you're content and I keep telling you, and you guys don't fall in this category, but you're starting to make me think you are. If you was born on or after the year 2000, I could understand you because you don't know suffering. So if you want to continue to do this, let's get a draft pick. Let's get a draft pick. I just broke it down to you guys. Our last 4 draft picks, 1 of them are gone, 3 of them are projects, and we're going to get another 8 pick this year of guys we haven't seen play since February. Really?
But Dom, that's attributed to bad management.
That's attributed to bad teams. They had no team. And what do? Your team is not that good. And I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm going to throw that out there. Your team is not that good. Right. But you keep adding one and done from college that aren't that good. But we hype them up because the Knicks drafted them at 3, 6, 7, 8. They weren't that good. No knock against RJ Barrett. Guys, I told y'all this last year. Me and Bishop live in North Carolina. I see all the Duke games. The kid couldn't shoot then. You expected him to come to the Knicks and be Jerry West?
But
really?
Dom, did he have a bad year? Did he have a bad year though?
For the Knicks? We can't compare that. They won.
No.
What are you comparing it to?
Did he have a bad year?
He had a decent year. But you're talking a decent year on a 20-win team. Me and you could have a decent year on a 20-win team. I'm 50.
So the only thing that RJ Barrett showed everybody is he has some potential. He has some potential, but he has a lot of flaws in the game.
Right.
A lot of fundamental flaws in the game.
He does.
A lot of fundamental flaws in this game. Free throw shooting, jump shooting, decision making. He's got the ball sticks to him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that it's like, know the pecking order. You're not the guy who's going to take the last shot at the end of the game. You're a rookie. Well, you're not the best player on the team.
Bishop, that's not his fault. That's the coach's fault for letting him do that and coaching him that way and running the team that way. That's not his fault.
The scary thing
that you don't.
Right, but the scary thing is, guys, you draft a guy that high, and we know R coming out of college, he got to work on his perimeter game. He got to develop a better shot. But we're too below that. He got to work on his foul shot before he can work on his perimeter shot.
But Dom,
Dom, you can't have it both ways. Dom, you can't have it both ways.
We're talking to two guards.
Hold on. He has potential. He has potential. Mitchell Robinson has flaws.
Yep. But see,
they're
Dom
both works in
ways.
progress.
But he has upside too.
But go ahead, Chandler. I'm sorry.
He has upside too.
The entire
Robinson, what he brings.
See, Dom
for what Mitchell Robinson brings. For what Mitchell Robinson brings, I'm gonna live with the flaws. I'm gonna live with the flaws with Mitchell Robinson.
Look, Dom is playing both sides against the middle. Because on the one hand, you keep telling me that the Knicks have people in place now who are going to be adults in the room. But then by the same token, you're talking about, but I don't want to do it. We want to go get names. So either you trust these people to build this team properly or you don't. You can't have it both ways. Okay? If you're going to tell me, hold on. If you're going to tell me that the Knicks, because see, your past decisions are an indicator of future choices. So as a Knicks fan, all I can look at is what the Knicks have done in the past. And that tells me what they're probably going to do in the future. And what the Knicks have done for almost my entire life they have made poor decisions when it comes to personnel. They have made poor decisions when it comes to personnel. And the Dolan family is the common denominator. I'm not just putting this on Jim C, the Dolan family. I'm going back to the father, okay? Because he started this train wreck years and years ago. Okay.
Actually, but the previous owner did it too.
Yes, but if you're going to keep telling me that they now have people in place who know how to build a winner, then let them build the winner. Stop trying to shortcut it. Pick a lane.
Right. I'm not going against that. I'm saying if they are the right guys, because we can keep going. I keep telling you guys, we can keep going back in the past. So if we're going to go back in the past, we're going to forget the success the Knicks had in the 90s. We're just going to skip over that. It's the people that were in place where it's the people. Tell me who the last person, me as a Knicks fan, I'll answer the question for you. There has not been a front office that who has been a Knicks fan, because I'm pretty sure I'm older than everybody, maybe even Chandler. I have not had this much confidence in the Knicks front office since I've been a Knicks fan, and especially recent. Because if you're going to say build properly, who are we to say which direction they take? Every other team is doing this, guys. These guys aren't waiting for Mac to be able to shoot foul shots, perimeter shots. They're trying to win now. The Phoenix Suns just acquired Chris Paul, and everybody's mum's the word on that. He's older than Westbrook. He's been injured more than Westbrook. But you know what? Phoenix said, you know what? We're going to go all in. Whether it works or not, guys, they said, we're going to go all in.
But Don, what's on their team? What are they at? What is Chris Paul walking into?
Devin Booker. Of young players. A bunch of young players.
Whoa, young good players. Better than the Knicks.
Well, you got to understand something too. Basketball.
No, their players are better than our players.
No, basketball is a game of chemistry.
Debatable, Mark.
I'm saying basketball is a game of chemistry. So if you get somebody in there that is going to up the level of intensity and chemistry with the players that you have in there, it might be possible that you jumpstart a lot of these guys. You jumpstart a lot of these guys and get them, and being in the league, it's not easy. So obviously they have some kind of talent that sets them apart from everybody else, because there's only 450 guys in the league. 30 teams, 15 people in the roster, maximum 450 guys out of how many millions? So these guys are the creme de la creme. So if you get somebody in there that is going to be a high octane guy, that's going to get these guys running up and down, that's going to get these guys, get Mitchell Robinson easy baskets, get Andre Barrett easy baskets, get Randle playing the position that he's supposed to be playing, filling the lanes and doing the things that he does, get everybody in the right position that they're supposed to be in. Having a good point guard on your team hides a lot of flaws. It hides a multitude of flaws. So I'm not, and as far as yes, I want a perennial contender as well, but you got to be realistic in saying you're not going to go from 2 17-win seasons to the Eastern Conference Championship. It's stages. It's stages. So at this point, I'm willing to accept the second round. If they're formidable, they win the games that they're supposed to win. They win the games that they're supposed to win, and they get to the playoffs, they get past the first round, and they make it competitive in the second round. That shows that they're making strides in the right direction. Now, to say that they're gonna move from 2 17-win seasons and automatically being contending for the Eastern Conference, that's unrealistic, because you got like 2 or 3 juggernauts in the Eastern Conference right now that are stacked in a lot of positions, and Milwaukee acquiring the point guard that they acquired pretty much reshuffled the deck in the Eastern Conference.
And the shooter they acquired also.
Right. But it's that point guard. Just the point, having that point guard.
Exactly.
Now you got a point guard. Right. So that means Giannis now does not have to spend 75% of his time creating for everybody else. Giannis can do what Giannis does. What Giannis is really supposed to do.
Right.
And that's a problem.
And they got that knockdown shooter also.
And they got a knockdown shooter. Plus, they got a premier half-court scorer. They got a premier, people haven't even understood how good Giannis' sidekick is. The dude that is the half. They don't understand how good that guy is. You're really going to see how good he is with a point guard on that team. So that pretty much puts Miami. That knocks Miami down a notch. That knocks Philly down a notch. That knocks Toronto down a notch. It takes Boston and puts Boston in their rightful place.
Somebody said the Knicks.
The Knicks way down there.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Wait, can I say one?
Go ahead.
Can I say one thing, Mark? Look at what's happened over the last couple of days. Teams have acquired solid players in lieu of the draft. Everybody's laughing. Oh, Milwaukee gave up 3 years worth of first round picks, but they're going to be contenders. So that pick is going to be garbage. But what did they do, guys? Look at what's happened. These guys, these teams went after players that are going to help us right now, not 5 years from now. We will sacrifice Mark's son that's in junior high school right now that's going to be an NBA superstar. We ain't thinking about that no more. Nobody is thinking like this no more in the NBA, guys. Nobody. It's about winning. Why are we the only team that's still content with doing what? There's an old saying, guys, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. And we got 5 whack-ass draft picks, and we're still going to have a lot of Knicks fans, again, those 2000 and beyond kids. And if we make the playoffs, we're not going to get a good pick. Like we've made the playoffs every year for the last 6 years. Isn't that a stepping stone? Isn't that like, hey, I'm not in the playpen no more. I'm in the walker. Really? You will give up being in the playoff to get another lottery. Who's doing this, guys? That's my only question to y'all.
Philadelphia.
What contenders are doing this?
Well, I'm Philadelphia.
That was Philadelphia. Yeah, well, but what have they won, Bishop?
Nothing.
They haven't won nothing. Yeah, exactly. How did that process work?
What about Sacramento and Atlanta?
No. Bishop brought up a good point. Bishop brought up the best point. Philly.
They suck.
Philly tanked for 100 years and got 2 of those players left. Go figure.
And about to get rid of one. And about to get rid of one. Because quiet is kept. I don't think Harden is going to the Nets. I think Harden might wind up in Philly. And if he winds up in Philly, then that means they can get rid of what's his name? The big point guard. Huh?
The point guard?
Yeah. The forward point guard. They can get rid of him. He doesn't bring you anything. He doesn't get you anything, and he's not a point guard.
The 3.4.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever you want to call it. That's what I thought would happen.
And you could probably throw in what's his name? The dude from Boston, the center from Boston, because Houston is starving for size. Houston's got no size.
Right.
So you kill 2 birds with one stone. You got Horford, and then you get the big guard, and you got a whole bunch of shooters there, and then you get some size, and then you ship Harden. And isn't the GM from Houston now in Philly?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
And they're tight.
I can see
and
that.
him and Harden are tight.
And that doesn't help the Knicks.
All this nonsense about the Nets. First of all, you got two real sensitive guys, and then you got a free spirit in Harden.
Oh, here
that's
we
not
go.
Gonna work. Personality-wise,
here we go.
That's just not going to work.
Let me ask you a question.
Well, it's not going to work with Kyrie.
Let me ask you a question. So who's? I can't believe I'm actually asking this, but who's tighter with Harden, Daryl Morey or Mike D'Antoni?
Daryl Morey.
Yeah,
Daryl
I would say Morey.
You say Morey? Okay.
Yeah, Morey is.
Again,
I didn't know.
Going to you guys' theory the whole year, Dan Antoni sold Morey on this 6'6" and under. Okay? So if Harden stays on the Rockets and they have this congestion, if Bishop was the coach, he might have to tell Harden, you know what? You bought into this. You're our power forward. So he's already looking for ways out for a system that he was happy in that may go belly up.
I've been reading
reports. He goes to Philly.
I've been reading reports. A lot of the Houston players were not happy with D'Antoni in that system. Harden specifically they said he made a comment to Steph Curry that he hates playing the way he plays in ISO ball.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't believe nothing.
I read the report, but let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
It's alleged.
Let me finish. Right, but let me finish. I think Harden doesn't want to be in Houston anymore, and I think he wants out.
Of course.
Right. And
he's a clown.
I think he actually wants to be coached.
Oh God, Mark. My head is spinning.
I don't want to see him on Brooklyn. I don't want to see him on Brooklyn because, like Bishop was saying, that him, Kyrie, and Durant is only 3 balls, and they're gonna have to sacrifice some shots.
Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna be a real
Kyrie. Period.
I'm gonna be a real smart ass right here. I'm gonna be a real smart ass. Let me ask you a question, Mac. And we talked about this. I texted you. I said, I came up with the quintessential what if scenario. Right. I said, one of those guys, and for me it'd be Kyrie. Fuck your feelings. Fuck your status. I'm gonna have DeAndre Jordan right next to me with his big imposing ass. You know, while I say, listen, here's your role, Kyrie. You can think the world is flat, all your crazy theory, whatever. I don't care.
They apologize for that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I don't care. But this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be coming off the bench. It's right. You're going to be coming. Yeah, you're going to be coming off the bench.
Hold on, let me answer.
Go right ahead. Anybody answer. I don't give a shit.
You know Kyrie ain't going for that.
Happen.
All I know is stuff.
Take your sunglasses
on.
I don't know. Take your sunglasses.
But
it's a poker face.
Listen, for it to work, theoretically, for it to work, all 3 of those guys have to give up something. And if I'm the Nets, why would you trade Jared Allen? Why would you trade? The only person that the Nets should trade is probably Spencer Dinwiddie. But why would you trade all that talent for Harden?
So can I answer that?
Please.
Can I answer that? You wouldn't. And the reason why you wouldn't is because, number one, Kyrie and KD orchestrated their whole migration to Brooklyn because one, they were both in winning situations. They orchestrated this coup so that they can get to Brooklyn because they want to be able to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it. And they both have in common, like I always say, that they hate LeBron. So they can do what they want to do, and then they can talk to each other about how much they hate LeBron. So why in the world do you think that either one of them would be willing to sacrifice anything at all to bring James Harden? And these guys are not about winning. When you're talking about sacrifice, that means that you're about winning. Right. Golden State. KD was in Golden State. If he would have stayed in Golden State, they would still be contenders, even if he came back from injury. You were in a winning situation, you left. You left that situation. Kyrie was in Cleveland. Maybe not if they get some more picks or whatever it is. He's there with LeBron. He's constantly bitching and moaning about having to play with LeBron and being a shadow. You're winning. You're going to the championship. You're the top of the Eastern Conference each season. You're winning. So these guys are not about winning. There's no sacrifice to be made. Kyrie wants to set up a new N1 mixtape, the Kyrie mixtape. He just wants to dribble a ball, have everybody look at him. And KD just wants everybody to say how good he is compared to LeBron. He wants people to be able to say, oh, he's just as good as LeBron, or he's just as good as he's one of the best players or whatever. These guys are not about winning.
I hear you, and you make excellent. Yeah, I agree too. You make excellent points, Bishop. See, the thing is, like, I would bust that ego of his by, well, we tried that before when you was a Cleveland and you was teamed with LeBron. Or excuse me, you didn't have LeBron, and look where you wound up. Look where you wound up. You couldn't even smell.
I got a championship now
with LeBron. With LeBron James, exactly.
But I got a championship.
Yeah, with LeBron James. It's going back and forth. We're going back and forth. It's LeBron James.
What's Steve Nash, D'Antoni, Amari Stoudemire, and whoever else they get on that coaching staff.
Jack Vaughn.
What are they going to be able? Yeah, Jack Vaughn. What are any of them going to be able to tell KD and Kyrie about anything?
I'm not going to tell KD. I'm not going to tell KD anything. I'm talking
the scary thing.
I'm talking to Kyrie. I'm not talking about KD. I'm not talking about Harden. I'm talking about.
But that's the problem. That's the problem. This guy has went from 0 to 50, 50 to 75. I'm talking about the the shitty Cavs to the good Cavs to the championship Cavs to a championship contending Celtics, and he has not proven himself anywhere.
Right.
That's the sad thing. And you take a guy like Harden, who we want to sit here and talk about who benefited off of pad and stats, but got a triple-double. We want to throw him under the bus, but nobody benefited more with a selfish mentality than James Harden. So if James Harden told me he didn't like that system, I would tell James Harden it never snows in Alaska. Stop lying. If you want out of a place, just be a man and say it.
Right.
Really ain't in for the rebuild, but don't start making up stories like I wasn't happy. Come on, man. And how does this work with a 24-second clock with him and Kyrie Irving on the ball at the same time? The clock ain't 48 seconds, guys. It's 24. Who's holding the ball for 22 seconds?
Dumb.
You figure that one out.
Those 50-point nights, when he was having these 50-point nights, 60-point nights, averaging 34 points a game, I never once heard him complain about he had to take too many shots.
Yeah, like right.
Yep.
Right.
Never once.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's snowing in Houston. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a clown.
But I could see him in Philly. I could see him with Joel Embiid in Philly. I could see that. That would with the talent core that they got, and they would only have to give up Ben Simmons and Al Horford to put him in that spot, and maybe one of the role players. I'd do that in the heartbeat.
James Harden is already flabby, and we know Joel Embiid is king of the jollof rice.
James Harden comes to play, though. James Harden comes to play.
King of the jollof.
I know James Harden comes to play, though. How many injuries? How many games has he missed?
None. He don't miss games. Let me ask y'all another question. Let me ask y'all this question. So Toronto sees the moves that Milwaukee made. They're gonna re-sign Fred VanVleet, right? You can't let him walk away now.
They better.
No.
They better.
Yeah. They better.
Yeah. Gotta keep him.
Yeah.
Actually,
who else are they paying, guys?
That's it. Just him. But the move I want to see, since you guys keep talking Westbrook on the Knicks. Since you guys keep talking Westbrook on the Knicks, now if the Knicks get Westbrook, then they need to be working behind the scenes right now to see if they can get Gordon Hayward, who is a shooter, if nothing else.
Exactly.
Now if you buttress a team with a guy who can hit threes, okay, a consistent shooter, which Hayward is a consistent shooter, and you have a guy who can hit threes but who can play the point and actually score, then maybe I'll believe that team that is worth bringing Westbrook. But Westbrook by himself with the players on that team, that's not a playoff team to me. You put a Gordon Hayward there, and all you ask him to do is hit those threes and give you 15 to 20 points a game, which is all he was giving Boston anyway. Tell me who else on the Knicks can consistently hit a jump shot?
Hell no.
So who's going to hit a jump shot?
Huh?
Who's going to hit a
jump shot on the Knicks?
First of all, Gordon Hayward, let me go explain something to you. Gordon Hayward went to Boston as the premier player. They brought him into Boston to be that guy, and two rookies came in and pretty much established the pecking order. You third in line, player. You third in line. The problem. No, I'm telling you the caliber of player that he is. I'm telling you the caliber of player that he is.
I don't need him to be a star, but I don't need him to be a star on the Knicks. Bishop, that's my point.
Right. I agree with Chandler.
Yeah, but with the price tag that he's got,
guess what?
I'm willing to pick up a Bojanovic or one of them other Vitches or somebody else who's a Vitch. I can hit some shots. Hold up. I'm not gonna pay Gordon. There's got to be another Vitch out there somewhere. There's got to be another one out there somewhere.
Hold up. Yo, Toronto is paying
Pascal
some.
Siakam. Pascal Siakam.
Kyle Lowry makes $30 million.
Okay,
Norman Powell
last year.
Norman Powell 10.
That ain't a lot.
Siakam, $28 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that still ain't a lot. Two guys.
Yeah,
they got two. They paid two guys.
But they right, but they got to make a decision on Serge Ibaka.
And they're going to have to make one on Kyle Lowry, too.
And Gasol.
You let yeah,
because they're free agents. All three of them are free agents.
Yeah, but you ain't.
Gasol will get the vet. Gasol will get the vet minimum. Their biggest problem is, again, if they're thinking, which they always do, guys. We can laugh and joke about Toronto. For some strange reason,
$4 million.
That's pennies.
Wow.
No, I'm saying if we look at Toronto, guys, whether we like them or not, they've always had that ability to think 2 steps ahead. I got to give them that credit. They've never fell off the map. They've always been a good team, contending team in the East. Okay. So I believe, especially with their GM, that they're thinking 2 steps ahead, the same way they was thinking 2 steps ahead when they got Kawhi Leonard. We're still gonna have Siakam, and I kept telling y'all that Anunoby guy. You take Anunoby and Siakam and put them together, they're Kawhi Leonard +1. They don't miss games. Anunoby missed games for some bizarre reason the year before. But for some strange reason, guys, the Raptors always seem to, R's going to leave next year. We'll put Mac in his space. They just have this strange way of doing that. That's why I don't think Van Fleet goes anywhere. Plus, they ain't paying nobody.
The problem with Toronto is nobody wants to go to Toronto. That's number one. Number two, I think their GM held on to Kyle Lowry and what's the name way too long when he realized we can't get past Cleveland, so we need to figure out something else.
What are you talking about?
You got rid of DeRozan.
Yeah, I'm saying, but before they got rid of DeRozan, before they got rid of him, it's like, it's 3-4 seasons in a row of the same thing before they got Kawhi. And it was only because Kawhi was disgruntled and looking to get out of where he was that they were able to acquire Kawhi on a rental basis. Otherwise, they would have still been standing pat and being satisfied with making it to the playoffs, getting into the Eastern Conference, getting into the second round, making it a tough out in the second round, potentially playing in the third round, getting eliminated, and going home and saying, good job, see you next season. They would have been content on doing it.
We the North. Huh? We the North.
Yeah,
we the North.
They would have been content on doing that. But again, it's like nobody wants to go to Toronto. It's not a destination for stars. And with Siakam, I'll tell you, Siakam really disappointed me in the playoffs because it's like, dude,
it's too much pressure on him.
Jaylen Brown is not known as a defensive stopper. And in that Boston series, he played like pure shit. And Anunoby had a better series than him. Powell, he had a better series than him. It was like, at one of those games where Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet were feeding him the ball because he's the star. He's going to take us home. And he just kept turning the ball over, choking up. Jaylen Brown stealing the ball from him. And it's just like they're talking about what he got to learn. Dude, you had a season of tutelage with Kawhi Leonard. You got to know by now. This ain't no learning process. You got to know. We expecting you to deliver your 20 points and your 10 rebounds and your 3 or 4 steals a game. That's what we expecting.
But
you can't give us
the funny thing about what Bishop said, and it's all true, nobody wants to go there. They only get so far. But somebody tell me the last time Toronto didn't make the playoffs.
Been a while. Since Bosh left.
Yeah.
They went through a couple of seasons where they weren't as good as they were, and they got Lowry and they got DeRozan.
But they always managed through everything Bishop just said. They still always manage to keep a decent product on the court.
Right. I got another
with drafted players, by the way, with players that they drafted. I'm just saying.
Yep.
From Africa.
Yeah.
From Africa.
Well, GM's from Africa. What you expect? He gonna bring in his people.
I'm saying the rosters, they got like 9 players from Africa, straight from Africa.
Hey, that's how you do it. Promote your own. I ain't mad at the GM. I got I got another question for y'all.
Okay.
Dennis Schrader to LA.
Oh,
big. That's huge.
Big time.
That's huge.
Yes.
Big time.
I don't know why I like that guy so much, man. I just don't know why I like that Schroeder guy, man. He's solid. He is. Yes. He's very solid.
Right.
Yeah.
He had that one hiccup. Remember when the Hawks decided to get rid of Teague and give Schroeder the realm? He may not have been ready for it at that time.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, guys, he has become a real solid player. I heard people itching about Jrue Holiday today. I'm like, really? You think Jrue Holiday's the third wheel on Milwaukee? You're putting Middleton ahead of Jrue Holiday?
Yeah.
And then not me. I'm just saying not me, Bishop. But then you'll hear people say, well, why would the Lakers go get Schroeder? That dude's a solid ball player, man. For real. And you know what? You don't have to expect him to do a lot. You know, sometimes you get a player and you need to do. You ain't got to do that with Schroeder. He's just gonna do that. You know, that's a great pickup, man. And I hate the Lakers. Don't get me wrong.
He's a really good offensive player. He might not. He's about average shooting the three, but he gets to the rim. He plays really good defense. He moves the ball. And he's still young. He's athletic. He's 20?
Where'd he go?
What the hell?
He went to Starbucks. He went to Starbucks, Bishop.
This is like the longest running joke.
What happened? Oh my God. He's going
So to finish what he was saying, Dennis Schroeder.
He went to Cali.
He's had a youth, and he's had a year, and he's had a whole season, playing with Chris Paul. So he makes a lot better. He makes much better decisions from the point guard spot. Much better decisions. So
yes,
he makes much better decisions.
Bishop, somebody go check on Mac. I think his neighbor cut the cord.
I swear to God, I can't get past this. This is like, okay, Jesus Christ.
That's your boy.
This is the longest running skit since Martin with the whole Tommy, you ain't got no job. This is like it's on that level. This is God, it kills me.
He ain't even on no more. I just noticed that. I thought he blacked the camera out.
He got transported to Cali. He'll be back in a minute.
Mac live in a building with 3 floors. He live on a 2.5 floor. 2.5.
Oh my God, yo! What the fuck?
You know what? Not to make fun of him, but you know what? When he started,
funny though.
No, I'm just saying when he started using his phone,
right?
It was gravy. It looked great,
right? Exactly.
You know, he didn't have the robot going on, and
I
don't know why he's. But somebody in New York needs to go check on him. I think the neighbor got him.
Here he comes. He's coming back.
Right. He's deportation.
Maybe his phone got hot with that microwave chip in it.
He was in LA.
Oh yeah, I forgot that, Bishop. His phone got hot. That's right.
So wait a minute. Oops, Mac 6 has returned. Back in mid thought, we got cut off.
I know, and I heard everything you said, Bishop. Watch yourself, buddy.
It was only me. It wasn't only me.
Yo,
I know. Only me.
No, you're the main one. I know.
Yo, Mac, how was LA? How was LA?
I'm gonna slap you too.
Yo, that shit was crazy.
That was the
deportation.
You want to try to finish your thought without getting cut off again, or that's a wrap for you? What was that?
Nah, just I think, like I said, Dennis Schrader's a good pick for them, a good pickup for them.
Okay.
Offense, defensively, solid. He's another ball handler. We'll see.
Right.
So somebody got to go. Somebody got to go.
Uh-oh.
Didn't they get rid of Denny Green?
Between They got he went to OKC in that trade.
Oh,
Yeah.
Danny Green.
Oh yeah, Danny Green.
He needed to go.
I don't think Rondo's coming back. I don't think Rondo's coming back either. So,
well, what happens? They still got what's his name? Don't they? Avery Bradley.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody got to go.
Still there.
Somebody got to go.
Caldwell Pope.
And they still got Kentavious Pope. They still got what's the white kid?
Mm-hmm.
Clark.
The guard. The guard.
Yeah, the guard. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So, you know.
I don't think he's going nowhere. I think for some reason LeBron likes him. I think Pope is going to end up going
He played
somewhere.
good. He played good. Kentavious Pope played good in spots in the finals and in the playoffs. Remember, they got Weed and Henny also.
Oh, well, goodbye.
J.R. Reed and
goodbye. Dion Waiters.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
Dion Waiters is he's still in the, I thought he wasn't even NBA no more.
No, he was on the Lakers roster.
When the last time he played a game?
I can see why you would think that.
When the last time he played a game?
He played in the bubble.
Yeah, couple of, not long, not a lot. Not a lot
though. No,
but he played in the bubble.
He was chasing. He was chasing those gummy bears.
I didn't even see him on the court.
You talking about basketball game? What game you talking about?
You see him on the court? I didn't see him on the court.
Yeah, he got on the court.
Yeah.
Talking about who can eat the most edibles?
Yeah, he was on the court with gummy bears.
He was on the bench like this.
You guys are horrible,
do y'all think the Lakers need to add another shooter?
Who?
The Lakers. Well, if Kyle Kuzma play like he's supposed to play, you don't need nothing else.
I think he's going in the trade.
He just
He's
He
still
didn't go.
No, he's still there. He didn't go.
They didn't trade him.
He has to leave his hair alone.
Okay.
Only way I would trade him is if I could get DeMar DeRozan. That's the only way I would trade him.
And DeMar would go because that's his hometown.
Really?
Yes.
He would go.
I don't know about him on the Lakers.
I get 15, 20 points a night, guaranteed. He gonna make good basketball decisions. I could keep him on the court. When LeBron needs a break. I can have him and AD. They'll play good together off of each other. And he don't demand the ball. And he's efficient. He's efficient.
They're similar players. He's just more consistent.
Right.
Huh?
They're similar players. He's just more consistent.
Right. He's just not a good. He's not a good 3-point shooter. He's slightly below average.
But you got a.
He don't shoot three. He's. Get wrapped up in this NBA. He didn't get wrapped up in this NBA. I got to shoot 3 points.
Oh man. We can't talk about Mac now. I don't know, man. Might have to get after you too now.
You said you stutter? You was like,
oh no. I did.
His voice faded out.
This is only the second time I ever used my computer.
I think you got to move closer.
I was like, oh boy.
Dom, the lights flickered. The lights flickered in the back.
Oh man, I might have to pull out my LAN cable.
Yeah, I swear, yo.
Somebody said Dom sitting in his living room, sitting in the room in the dark, looking like Q. You know what I'm saying? You can't see his face. You just hear a voice. You don't see his face.
Hell yeah.
He started levitating for a minute.
You're lucky to get a lock us down, Bishop. I was going to drive to Charlotte and have coffee with you. That's right. You don't drink coffee. That's right. I'd have to sit on the park bench with you like we're busting 40s and shit. There you go. Look at man.
That's hilarious. So, what about this one, man? You guys see that?
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's a good move.
Yeah.
That's a
great
move.
Really give it up. They're not really giving up.
Hey, I was looking at Kelly Oubre's stats. He's gotten better as a player. He's averaging almost 20 points a night. He hustles. OKC is in it for the long haul. They got like 90 million draft picks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That Presti guy.
But 2022 is like who you don't even know. Who's that going to be?
Yeah.
Jrue raised his stock. He raised his stock when he went to Phoenix because there was no pressure on him.
Right.
There's no pressure on him. He was mainly playing a lot in that second unit. Yeah. So he's a pretty decent starter playing against second unit players, and he's not looked to be a primary scorer. So there's no pressure.
Right.
No pressure.
He's a good ball player. And I'll tell you,
it's a lot of people though.
For some reason, but for some reason, OKC and Sam Presti, he seems to always make this work. I don't know how. It's like that odd man.
No, you're right.
It's like that odd man out, man.
You're right.
Again,
they always something.
Right, and they stay at least competitive.
You're competitive, yeah,
right,
absolutely.
Yeah,
well, we'll see.
And it's funny too because you look at the team sometimes, you're like, who the hell are these dudes? But they still be there. But they may have like one star, and then they just sprinkle in these young guys, and it's like,
well, they have to make it work. They have to make it work through trades in the draft because nobody's going there.
Right.
You ain't getting no star there. You're not getting no star there.
Exactly.
No, not yeah.
OKC. That's like asking somebody who's a superstar to go to Indiana.
Right.
Like, it ain't happening.
Now it's like hey Bishop, I want to put you on the spot in regards to this particular topic because now you said something. No, it's not a bad thing. He's got a point. He's got Bishop actually has a point when he says the fact that we're gonna see, with the addition of Chris Paul, where their big man is at. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was a very good observation because now we're gonna see because you got a true point guard. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna learn your abilities as that big man. You know what I'm saying? Because wasn't he drafted? He was drafted like first overall, was he?
Yes.
Yeah, he was. Okay.
Talking about Ayton.
Part of the issue with him was he was always like because they pretty much focused everything around the guard. Like he was always like a second and third afterthought because they didn't really have anybody that was going to work to get him the ball.
Right.
So now you have a point guard who plays in a pick and roll. You have a point guard that will get everybody the shots that they're supposed to get when they're supposed to get them. And also give you 15 points and 10 assists a game. Give you 15 points, 10 assists a game. And then the Western Conference and that style that they play, it's like Booker is going to love him, yo. Only thing I got to do is run down and spot up. I don't have to create for anybody. I can just focus on what I do, getting buckets. That's going to be like a dream come true. That's going to be like a dream come true. And then when the game gets tight and they double team in Booker, then now I got a point guard that I can go to that's going to get Ayton the ball spots that he's supposed to get the ball in.
Right.
That'll make him more effective. Now he just got to stop shooting them performance enhancing drugs so that so he could be on the court. Right. We can't control that now. But I think that's a good look for them. That's a good look for Phoenix.
I
agree.
And they
that's what they needed. We need somebody to break down the defense.
Yeah, and they had a good test run. Because remember, going back to last year when we were talking about them getting Rubio. Now Booker don't have to do everything. So they had a good trial run with Rubio, who even at Paul's age, Paul is probably still a better scorer. But for that year going into this year, you took the ball out Booker's hand all the time. Remember, the year before last, this guy was playing point guard, shooting guard, assistant coach. He was doing everything. So that little test run with Rubio, I think that's how he really shined this year. A lot of that pressure was taken off him. Yeah. Again, now we're going to give Phoenix super duper duper kudos for getting the 37 off injured point guard and blast Westbrook. I mean, I hope it works for them. I'm not a hater, but it just takes me back to that.
That's a little different, though. I mean, because I think Phoenix got some better players than the Knicks, man.
They got Booker and Ayton. They got Booker and Ayton. Who else they got?
I mean, you got Booker, but Booker, first of all, they got a lot of young guys on that team. But I'm gonna tell you But who the Knicks have that can stand up to Booker and Ayton?
Nobody.
Well, but I'm
Nobody.
saying, how many other teams in the league got a player that's as talented as Booker? There's not many teams that have somebody that can give you 50, I can give you 60. Yeah. So I'm okay with that. Yeah. But what they got to understand is, like, when they got Chris Paul, he and Monty Williams are tight, and Chris Paul brings in a level of accountability. He brings in a certain level of accountability where it's like they haven't had that before. They haven't had that. Like, they just been, freelancing it on Phoenix. But now it's like, okay, well, we're going to score, but we also going to play defense. We also going to play defense. Like, I'll get you the ball, big man, but you got to protect the hoop, and you got to get me 10 to 15 rebounds a game. Right. Mm-hmm. You got to fill that lane, and Booker, yes, it's great. You can score 50 points a game, but you can't give your man 45 points. You can't give up 45 points if you're scoring 50 points. You got to play some deep. And you're going to have a whole bunch of a different level of accountability. And it's like, okay, well, if we're ready to take that next step, which I think we are, which I do think Phoenix is ready to take that next step. So you got Phoenix and you got Memphis, who've been scratching for a couple of seasons and grinding it out for a couple of seasons. They get into one of them playoff spots. So it's like somebody is Houston, maybe they might fall out of the mix. If Harden and the rest
they're
of them
gonna fall out the mix.
They may fall out of the mix.
No, in fact.
If it depends. So if Simmons comes there, if they're able to get Simmons and Al Horford there, I'm just saying, if they're able to,
Houston's falling to the abyss. It's over.
Nah.
And remember, guys, again, this year they're doing like they did in the bubble. They're going to have that 9-10 seed, do a playoff, a play-in, and so it opens up a couple of more doors for the Phoenixes and Memphises. Right. But the only thing I think about the Knicks, when we keep saying the young talent on Phoenix, I think some of the young talent the Knicks have had with the merry-go-round and round with coaches that we really haven't seen it. I'm not saying Mitchell Robinson's going to be the next Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah. But I think if he's given the opportunity to play, and if the Knicks get a solid point guard, Julius Randle goes back to being Julius Randle. He don't have to do everything like Booker was trying to do post Rubio, post Paul. If you have the right pieces in place, guys, again, the Knicks have a young roster. I have no faith in Kevin Knox. I have more faith in R.J. Barrett. Because you at least know R.J. Barrett can go to the hoop. And sooner or later, the Knicks heads are going to have to come. And because of that, sooner or later, the Knicks heads are going to have to get together and say, you know what, this guy may be a better 3 than a 2. You just can't have a shooting guard in today's NBA that can't shoot. You can't have a point guard that can't shoot.
Right. So you can't even have a 4 that can't shoot. Everybody shoots now.
Tell me about it.
Well, you know what? Listen, if he can't shoot, don't have him shoot. Focus on what he does well. Which is driving to the. He's a slasher. He drives to the basket.
That's it.
Right.
But that's the problem, though. They need that leadership. They need that leadership on the court. So I do agree where Russell would bring an improvement to the Knicks, but I don't know if it's going to be that type of improvement.
Okay.
Because I feel like the players that the Knicks have right now, and I know that we weren't talking about the Knicks before, but it came back to the Knicks. I feel like the players that they have now they're still not there yet. They're still not there. I don't know. No. And the Knicks are known not to develop players. I mean, that's
one player in the right position puts everybody else in their right position. And I could see the Knicks with a point guard putting everybody in a position. I could actually see Kevin Knox thriving, playing with Westbrook. I could see him thriving.
Possibly.
Maybe by accident.
I could see him thriving.
I think we're also skimming over the point that let's just say hypothetically, the Knicks won 21 games last year in a shortened season. Hypothetically, if you had a Russell Westbrook and now Tom Thibodeau, they're good for a good 20 wins on their own. Thibodeau with his X's and O's and Russell Westbrook with that just mentality. They're not with. I tell you what, with Thibodeau and Westbrook, and even the guys they have on this roster, they ain't winning 21 games, guys. They're not. These guys are good for 21 wins themselves.
Right.
Randle just has to be put back in perspective because David Fizdale, while posing in the b-boy stance on the sideline, just let Randle go crazy. He just went bizarre, and it just carried over through the whole season.
Yeah,
he let him. He
ain't doing that with Thibodeau.
He let Morris go crazy, and he let RJ go crazy, and it is what it is.
They just have to buy. The players have to buy into his style. That's really what it comes down to.
If
they're not going to hustle, and they're not going to follow, his lead. Yeah, it ain't going to work anyway. So I feel like, honestly, I like Thibodeau, but I think with the Knicks roster that they have, I don't know if that shit is going to work. But, but
I hear you. I hear you, brother. I'm gonna say this, man. Russell on the Knicks, you just said, Dom, that him and Thibodeau are good for 20, and that may be true. I just hope that no injury happens to Westbrook.
Oh yeah. Thibodeau also burns out players too. And
that's in the past.
What did he burn?
That's in the past, guys. That's in the past. These guys don't practice like they used to. They're getting, what's that word, Bishop? Load management days. We're going back to the 8 year ago Thibodeau.
I don't know. Ask those guys in Minnesota how they felt about Thibodeau.
Don't go there, Bob. Don't go there. Not with them clowns. No.
You have to call Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. It's really? Like, come on, we can't even ask any. We can't ask anybody.
Russell Westbrook, though, doesn't believe in load management anyway. So
that's true.
And here's the funny thing: who has missed more games the last year and a half, 2 years? Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, or Kyrie Irving?
Okay,
Kyrie Irving.
That's it. I'm done.
I'm just saying, if you put him in, if you put him in order, Westbrook is last.
Right.
I'm done. Listen, I gotta check out.
Good luck, Brooklyn.
I gotta check out. But thanks you guys for calling in because I got work in the morning. But Max 6's gonna ride it out with y'all. So that's it.
I'm not riding. Listen. What? I'm not riding anything out because I got sketchy Wi-Fi and I'm exhausted. I had a long day today, so
so he can't play. He's taking his ball and going home.
Yeah, his neighbor's pulling the plug, Bishop. All right, you gotta go, Ma. We love you, man.
Listen, I want to say thank you guys. My dudes, Dom, Jay, peace and blessings, Jay, my man, the Bishop in the house, Chandler. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for that. Of course, Max Levin, bye. And of course, a special shout out to Malik Yoba of sports, Brian Snowman in the morning. It's been real. We're gonna check you soon.
Hey, have y'all ever checked out his show?
He has a great show. He has a good. He has a really.
What's it on? It's on YouTube.
I did buy some of
his just type in Snowman in the morning on YouTube.
Yeah, I actually watched it.
Check it out.
Yeah, I watched one of
Brian Snow is his full name.
I watched one of his shows too, and I bought some of his chapsticks. See,
his chapsticks.
I'm not fucking with him. He's wrong. He is so foul. Good night, y'all. Peace out. He is foul as hell.
Peace, y'all.